Hola a todos. Today, really quickly, we're going to take a couple of notes on what are called frases verbales in español, verb phrases, which are when there are two verbs in a row in a phrase. So turn to page 15 in your paquete. It's really helpful when you're making plans with somebody to be able to use verbal phrases. So that's what we're going to look at right now. On page 15, we have this note that a verbal phrase is when two verbs in a row work together. For example, yo necesito practicar. I need to practice. Notice how they're right in a row. We can have a sentence where there are multiple verbs. For example, yo practico deportes y después descanso y hablo con mis amigos y estudio. Right there, I just had 4 verbs in a sentence, but they're separated by a comma or the word and or another conjunction. This, what makes a verbal phrase, is that the verbs are right in a row. I need, yo necesito, to practice, practicar. We conjugate the first verb and we leave the second verb in the infinitive. Necesito is conjugated, practicar is in the infinitive. Here are some verbs that are commonly used in verbal phrases. Querer, which happens to be a stem changer. Ir ahí, yo quiero jugar, I want to play. Or esperar, ella espera tener tiempo libre, she hopes to have free time. Necesitar, necesitamos comprar, we need to buy a notebook. The other two I want to highlight, technically, we already know that gustar is a verbal phrase. Me gusta is the conjugated verb and pasar is the infinitive. I like to spend time on my phone. Preferir and poder, two stem changers. Rebecca y tú prefieren conversar con la profesora. You and Rebecca prefer to converse. Or poder. We know the phrase puedo ir al baño. That's a verbal phrase. Can I go? Whoops. Entonces, chicos, hacemos la práctica una. If I want to complete this phrase, I can work this weekend. Yo, okay, I have to conjugate poder in the form of yo, conjugated verb plus infinitive. Yo puedo trabajar. We got puedo because poder is an O to a UE. Querer, another stem change. E to IE. He wants to watch a movie. Pedro quiere ver una película. One more. Ellos, we need a conjugated verb before the infinitive. 2 verbs in a row. Ellos, okay, E to IE is the stem change for preferir. They prefer to drink coffee. Ellos prefieren beber. Remember, we conquer the stem change first, then we figure out what the ending should be. Ellos prefieren beber. Prefieren because ellos. Take a moment and pause this video. Work through números 4 a 10. And when you're done, start the video and you can check your answers conmigo. If you're still working, go ahead and pause the video until you're done. We're going to go through the respuestas. El equipo necesita caminar. So in número 4, we started to have to use both of the verbs to make the phrase. I don't give you the verb in the infinitive. You have to figure that out. El equipo necesita caminar. Necesita is singular because el equipo is singular. Tú quieres patinar. You want to skate. Nosotros podemos dormir. Nosotros, we're out of the boot. That means it's a regular conjugation. Nosotros podemos dormir. We can sleep early tomorrow. Yo espero viajar. Mis compañeros deben escribir. Remember, all of these red verbs, the verbs that make a verbal phrase, are at the top of this page, 15. Mis compañeros should write in their notebooks. El jugador quiere jugar. Could you also have desea jugar? Sí. Y los artistas pueden dibujar. We'll continue working on this, chicos, but my note here is there are several verbs that really lend themselves well to talk about making plans or responding to plans. Querer, preferir, and poder. They all happen to be stem changers as well. For example, if I want to know if somebody wants to hang out with me or wants to make plans, I could ask them, ¿Quieres pasar tiempo juntos? Do you want to spend time together? In which they could respond, sí. Quiero salir, o quiero bailar, o quiero ir al partido de fútbol. Or, ¿puedes ir al partido conmigo? Can you go? Are you able to go to the game with me? O, with the verb preferir, prefieres caminar. Do you prefer to walk? I could ask you, ¿prefieres caminar o correr? ¿Prefieres escuchar música o ver la televisión? ¿Prefieres leer o estudiar? No sé. So take this with you as you go into the brainstorming doc. No descanso, pero you're going to work on this doc right here, amigos. Oops, this doc. Using what we just talked about with verbal phrases can help you think of some conversation points for this preparación de conversación. Go ahead and get started on this. This is due at the end of the period, and then you may go on to the optional reading and or listening prácticas. Chao, chicos. Gracias.